Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode of Need for Speed Heat.
Had a good look around the city yet?
In this series I'm going to be playing the game to do and uncover the story. So far I'm quite happy with the storyline, and I've been playing around with the game, and also I've updated the drivers, and that'd be pretty much all the drivers on my PC. Hopefully we don't have issues like we did before. I don't know if you guys noticed or anything in the previous episode, but during the editing process I could see some issues with some of the sound, and I wasn't quite happy with it. So obviously I am quite fussy with it. I do want to make sure that the sound quality is as good as can be. And so I think this time around what I want to do is, obviously I want to get to the Dodge Charger.
Plenty, actually.
Bullshit. Come on. What do you say?
I say you're on.
All right. Okay. If we're gonna climb the ladder to the lead, we gotta get ourselves a race against another crew. Remember Kenny?
That redneck from my first night here?
His crew, the Speed Boys, are ripe for taking down. I'll pull whatever strings I can, but you gotta make yourself worth racing. Earn an invitation. Then we can make our mark.
Yeah, so sorry about that break. I just didn't want to talk over the cutscene.
One of those practice races if you're interested.
Sure. Send me the details.
I'll do that right now, and hope to see you downtown.
Later.
Alright, so as I was saying, like, I do want to get the Dodge Charger. I did play the game for quite a while and got quite a decent amount of hours of playing it, and then realized that the recordings were not to the standard that I wanted. Luckily, I managed to make a copy of the save file before I carried on with the playthrough. It's one of the things that I will do sometimes when I am unsure of how the recording is going to come out. So that means I'm doing all of these stages all over again now. In the first playthrough that I recorded, which obviously I didn't go through to putting on YouTube, I did get this Mustang quite high up. This time around I'm not in the mood for actually doing that, so what I'm going to do is I am going to do some races. I'm going to farm the races over and over again, and build up some money to buy the Charger, then obviously soup up that Charger and turn it into the main car. I do intend to play with that Charger as long as I can. There are several cars that have captivated my interest, and I'd like to try and get my hands on it. But first things first, I need to build up some money because I am broke, and then I need to get some rep to unlock the upgrades for the cars. So obviously I'm gonna be running a Charger, at least that's the plan. I'm going all American muscle, and boy, I should have paid attention to the road, because that's what happens when you don't pay attention to the road. I do need to win these races, and I do need to get that money, so very, very important. I do like the Mustang. It is a nice little car, but I prefer the Charger because it's a bit bigger and it sounds a bit more ferocious. So obviously I'm gonna show in my videos, at least that's the plan, that's the way I'm thinking of it right now. I'm going to show the first run of the race, then I will cut to the next race, but behind the camera I will be repeating all of the races 2 to 3 to maybe 4 times, depending on how the payout turns out to be. I have noticed that if you repeat the races one after another without any breaking them, you do tend to get less money. It does significantly decrease. I don't know how the mechanic works, but I do want to try and get as much money as I can. Now the Charger is somewhere around, I think, I don't know, 50 to 70,000. So I need money for that. Then I'll need money for the upgrades, everything that is actually worth getting, that actually pushes up the performance of the vehicle, is somewhere around 10,000 plus. So obviously that means I'll need to try and get somewhere around over $100,000. I'm guessing that's what the currency is. in this game. It does have the dollar symbol, but hey ho, that's, you know, I mean, the dollar symbol means it is a dollar, so I'm just going to go off of that. Okay, so that's just $5,000. So this was, I think, like the third or fourth race right now that I've done. And as you can see, it does drop significantly. There's no point in wasting time with that. Let's find some races that generate some decent cash. And I can say that I do really like this Mustang. It's a nice car. Not a bad starting car. Kind of wish I could have got the Camaro SS, but hey ho. Just because I like Camaros. I do like the Camaro SS. And I like Mustangs as well, but I do obviously prefer the Dodge Charger. That is my poison of choice. Or my choice of poison. My English. Not so great. It is obviously also late. I have come from work, so I'm feeling a bit tired. That also is affecting my ability to focus, so hopefully I don't mess up these races, which is why I probably did not see the track on that first race, and I thought it was meant to go a different way. Whoop, sorry wall. I can tell you right now that I'm actually struggling to see the track at this point in time. Okay, so we're going right. That's fine. Well, there we go. Did it again. Never race when you're tired. I think that should be the conclusion from this. I'm going to try and catch up with this guy. I should be able to catch up eventually. Okay, right, okay. I need to focus a bit more. I mean, I'm feeling it quite badly, but I do need to make these videos. And I did notice that some people did want me to do Forza Horizon. Now, the difference between Forza Horizon and Need for Speed in general is, well, there's actually quite a few differences. Need for Speed does tend to have a better story than Forza Horizon, and I like that. I mean, even the worst story in the Need for Speed series of games is still better than what Forza Horizon has had to offer, but Forza Horizon is more of a simulator, whereas this plays more like an arcade game. So I mean, those are the two main differences. And to be fairly honest, I quite like this Need for Speed. I've played several other Need for Speeds. They weren't as great. There was something that I didn't like about them that I just couldn't get over them. Whereas this one does have a bit of a throwback to the good old days when I played Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It just reminds me, so much of this map reminds me of Vice City. And then there's also the fact that a lot of it reminds me of Underground 2, especially the night racing. And I think there's also a bit of Most Wanted in here, with the police chases and all that. I do like the fact that being chased by the police is actually significantly more difficult, and the fact that your car takes damage. So you have to keep an eye out on how much damage your car's taken. I also like the idea of how you have to get rid of the police, or what you have to do to actually get rid of them, get them off your back. So I like that idea, although, I mean, in a realistic world, I don't think that would be a thing, but it's not a realistic game at all. It's a fun driving game, and I'm enjoying it so far quite a bit. Like this ramp, this jump, I don't know if a car would be in one piece after a jump like that. I would expect the wheels to go flying and the suspension, the steering rack and all that stuff to be completely shot. Alright, I'm going to go and repeat this race a couple of more times, and I'm going to do that off camera, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay. The last runs of that race, so the last one was actually, or felt really grindy, but as you can see, I have started making quite a bit of cash. I should be able to do this. It's only 13,000 though, but I'm gonna need it. And the sound of this Mustang, I really, really like it. It sounds so nice. Oh, okay, struggling to see the road here. It is actually 1 AM here in the UK at the time of me recording this video, and I did do a 13.5 hour shift. So yeah, if I do hit walls and drive chaotically, that might have something to do with it. Now, what was that stupid race? There it is. Here we go. Let's do this one. I actually like the way this, I suppose, police mock-up or police design came out. I have tried, on a separate note, to do the Mustang doors wide. The problem with that is that the shapes on offer don't match up with the shape of the door. So it looks well dodgy, well derpy, and I just decided to kind of go against it. Okay, we're gonna have a U-turn right here. I mean, to be fairly honest, the Mustang does drive a lot better than the Dodge Charger. So like, I remember when I first played the game, thinking that everything was being recorded just fine. When I swapped from the Mustang to the Charger, boy was that a big difference in handling. I could not keep that thing going straight, for the love of God. But I got used to it, and I actually liked the challenge of driving the Charger. Okay, need to be careful here. Focus on the road, Sethum. There we go. Whoop. Careful. And we got it. Okay. So, at the beginning of January, I'm going to, at least this is the plan anyways, I'm going to pump out a lot of videos so that I give myself time, and I'm going to have to tweak around the servers, and I will eventually go down to 2 servers. I have discussed with my friends on the server which ones to keep, and at this point in time it looks like the Ragnarok server will be staying, and potentially the Extinction server will become the Genesis server, with the Valguero server being shut down. But I have to obviously pay for another month of renting that server until I get the time to actually clean up the mess that has happened with the latest update. I haven't had time to do that. Now, to do all of that, to rebuild a giant base, to recover all of my dinos and put them safe, that does require several days of work just on that. And obviously, because I'll be using the standard items in the game, so I won't be using S Plus with regards to building the base, that does mean that it will limit the size of my building. It kind of sucks because that was a giant base, it was all covered, and I really did like that base. But I'm gonna have to look at other ways of building a giant base that can also be a breeding facility. At least that was the aim behind that base anyways. Once I've got that set up, I am going to start shifting all of my creatures from all of the other servers on to Ragnarok. And that would be the plan. I mean, Extinction was a good DLC. It was fun. It was short-lived. So I am looking forward to the Genesis DLC. I want to see what that brings with regards to gameplay as well as storyline. Also, going back to like Need for Speed, I've noticed that most of the circuit races are somewhere around 3 laps. Okay, did that one 4 times, and this is what I've got to show for it. So it's time for me to go and get my charger, which is, I need to find a dealership. I don't remember what that was. Okay, so we've got the garage. I've got this one over here. This is the part shop. What's that underneath the part shop? Oh, there it is. Haha. Okay, let's go over here. Let's see what the charger costs. And then I'll get this one. I will obviously modify it and put on body kit and all that and make it look pretty and nice. And then obviously I will also upgrade the performance of the vehicle. Oh, it's 41,000. That's fine. I do also like the Plymouth Barracuda, but I'm going to go with the Charger for now. It's just because it's bigger. Or it looks bigger at least. But they're both really nice cars. And I think I may at some point get the Barracuda as well. Apparently this has got a lot of customizability in it. I don't feel like it does, but I suppose if this has got a high customizability, the other cars that have a low customizability, means that it just means that you can't really change much about them. I do like the fact though that you can play around with the vinyls and the designs, and to the point where you can actually make something completely unique. So that's quite nice. Unfortunately, I couldn't cover the doors with white on the Mustang. It just looked quite dodgy. I would have liked to have done that, but I suppose this will have to do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a car that I'm going to be using very often. And what is up with that color, that green color? I don't like it. Let's start customizing this ride over here. And this is what you're going to be seeing me drive for quite a while in this game. We're going to start with the rims. We want something that looks modern but also fits in with the classical theme of the car. Oh, hold on. That looks nice. So it looks almost like spokes, and that's what I like about this sort of design. Is there anything else previous? That looks nice, but I want the rim to be inside as much as possible, So obviously we're going to have to size up the rim, make it larger. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this similar to what the first Charger was, the one that I had. So we're going to go with black chromed paint. And then obviously for the second layer I'm going to use red. I do like that red on black. I think it looks quite nice, and the game does illustrate it quite nicely as well. So secondary paint. So that right there. I mean, now you can't really tell. Hold on a second. I want to go into finish to give it the chrome finish. So yeah, we want these rims to shine. And let's do that. And that's that for this. See, that looks quite nice to me. Could have done it the other way around, but I like that much more. I think the color theme for the car will be black, red, and carbon. See, the side skirts are not what I prefer in terms of design, but I do want to try and make it look as if it's a lower car. We'll definitely need mirrors. We want to make sure that we are safe in traffic, as if I ever do that in the game, but hey ho. So, the rims, if I remember correctly, were the 16th in the lineup. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Same thing over here. We're going to go black on red. I do like to try and keep things as uniform as possible. And so that looks nice. We'll go with a chrome finish. Apply to all rims. I'm not sure if that makes a difference because the previous rims were the exact same thing. So the front rims. We'll go for red. Of course, we want the chrome finish. And extra large because that's what's nice. Alright. Okay. So obviously the skirts are affecting my ability to put this particular thing right here. I kind of like this one. I wish it wasn't in a carbon material, but it is what it is. So I'll need to remove the skirt. Okay. Oh, that was a big yawn. So we'll take this one off. Okay, how do we do it? There we go. Now let's see. It does make the vehicle look a lot wider. I don't like that design either. See, why doesn't this one have the same option to have the color as the car? I think that would have been nice. I mean, there's a bit of contrast there, so obviously there'll be something going on. I think there will be other parts on the car that will be of carbon material, like the spoiler, the diffuser. I'll have to have a look at what I'm going to go for. So that looks nice. We'll keep that. And headlights. See, I can't tell what's going on with the headlights here. I'll keep the stock one on because I can't tell what's going on. The grille. That looks okay. I like this one as well. But I like the classic one even more. Or the one I had on. I think those were all potentially Charger things. Okay, so we'll put the splitter on. We want a big, big splitter. We want all that downforce. From bumper. Could have gone with black here, but I feel like I need to have chrome on it. It's a classic, and classics and chrome go well together. Now that's nice. We're going to tint out the windows, of course. We don't want people having to look inside the vehicle. And we've got the back to do now. Exhaust. Let's have a look. I like the simpler ones with the shorter pipes. That's nice. I like these two as well. Okay. I don't want the exhaust sticking out too much. Okay. So we want the diffuser. We're going to go for the full size thing. I don't think it looks very well on this Charger, but it's meant to be a race car at the end of the day, and obviously race cars are meant to have spoilers and diffusers and all that stuff. Obviously it helps with the downforce. We're going to have my name on the license plate because why not? That's an option and might as well use that. See, I like the chrome more. That looks nice too without it. But I'm going to stick to the chrome. And here is the spoiler. We'll go for the first one. I don't like the other two. It does not fit the style of the car. I'm not going to tweak the exhaust sound. Let's go into performance and start making our car perform better than what it did. Obviously, we want that to be red. I kind of like this one. The previous Charger that I had in my first playthrough was a bit of an orange sort of deal, but I don't like the shades of these oranges. There's something not okay about it. I don't like it. So I'll stick to the red. Red looks better on this car anyways. And I do like them when they have that orange on them. But unfortunately, the shades of orange available in the game are not to my liking. I haven't got very many things unlocked, as you can see. That means I'm going to have to get some more reputation to unlock more parts for the car, which means I'm going to have to get into trouble with the police and try and avoid them. And then obviously once I have a decent heat level, I'll need to find a way to get rid of them. Definitely want that nitrous. This doesn't seem to do much in terms of the car's performance. Okay, the exhaust makes a difference. We'll take that. Obviously, I don't have much money now, so I need to carefully select what I'm putting on. This will make a difference when I unlock it, and I will unlock it at some point. Oh, hey, tires make a big difference. We definitely want the sports ones. We get the most from them. Okay, just $9,000 remaining. Can I do anything with that? Nope. Brakes. I might put the brakes on. We do need brakes. You know, going fast also means having to stop fast. So we'll do that. 142. I think my other one was at 148 or something like that. So not a big difference. And so that means this car should be able to do quite well. Well, that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you have, please don't forget to support me in the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video description as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.